Well, with just over a week to go until the European elections, MPs have formed a new all-party parliamentary group on electoral campaigning transparency, and Labour's Stephen Kinnock is its chair. He's with me now. Welcome to you.
Morning.
So what's the issue? What are you trying to get on top of?
So back in January 2017, I wrote to the Electoral Commission and to the Metropolitan Police raising concerns about Vote Leave and Leave.eu and some of the transgressions that had come to my information, and very little was done about it. And I think there's been an increasing sense of frustration and concern about the fact that we've got dark money and dodgy data increasingly dominating our politics and our campaigning. And so we've formed this all-party parliamentary group to actually try to do something about that, to get our system in order and to future-proof it.
And we do have the Electoral Commission. What are the sort of changes in the law up front? I mean, for example, would it be immediate declaration of who the donors are rather than having a delay until after the election period?
That's definitely one of the areas we want to explore. We want to focus in the group on three key areas: transparency, monitoring and deterrence. So the watchdog, the Electoral Commission, is toothless. By its own admission, it says it doesn't have the tools that it needs to really enforce. There isn't a proper system in place to check that we're keeping up with the incredibly rapid changes we see in social media and digital campaigning. And there's also, as you say, a lack of clarity about where the money is coming from. So you get this sort of tsunami of Facebook messages coming through, but there's very little clarity on where the money's coming from. So those are the three key areas we're going to focus on.
So is this really a call for a toughened Electoral Commission?
Absolutely. Tougher Electoral Commission, that would be at the heart of it, but I think we also need far more forensic capability in the Electoral Commission. It was good to see that the National Crime Agency is now looking into Mr. Aaron Banks and the source of his money. Of course, he gave the largest donation in British political history. We don't know where that money came from. So there's perhaps more teamwork that could be done between the National Crime Agency and the Electoral Commission, and we're looking at opportunities to beef up the Commission's capability in that area.
Is this really just a Remainer effort to clamp down on Brexiteers?
Absolutely not. We've made it very clear that this is about looking forward. It's got nothing to do
So have you got
with
any Brexiteers in your group, for example?
Well, we hope to. We will convene the inaugural meeting this evening. We've made it absolutely. We've invited every single member of Parliament in the Commons to come to it, and we hope that we will get a broad spectrum of people who are Democrats, who are concerned about restoring faith and trust in our democracy, in our systems. You can't do that if you have an analogue regulator for a digital age. We need to restore public trust and confidence in the system.
Do you think we've reached a point already in this country or elsewhere where what you call dark money and dark internet practices are actually changing the results of elections?
It's very difficult to prove a causal link between the information people get and the way they vote. But I think this is about a principle which is more important than that, which is the basic principle of transparency. People cannot have the wool pulled over their eyes. They need to know where the source of the money is coming from. Then you can take an informed choice about which way you're going to vote. But if the system itself is opaque and dirty, then you've got a real problem about the basic trust in our institutions.
Just briefly, the withdrawal bill coming back at the beginning of June. Do you think Mrs May can get it through?
Well, I hope she will bring forward a proposal which is as close as humanly possible to what Labour is asking for, based on all of these cross-party talks. And if she does, and it's clear that it is in line with what Labour's position on Brexit has been, to secure a Brexit that protects jobs and livelihoods, then I think we should vote for it.
OK, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed, Stephen Kinnock.